Hey guys, it's Chikin Queen, and before I start this video, I did my makeup on point, okay? I'm not trying to be like overconfident, but I did, okay? I like the way my lips turned out, like that like whole red ombre-ish pink thing. It's like good. My winged eyeliner is just, I actually got it to like be on fleek, so if y'all can just appreciate the winged eyeliner by liking this video, then I will give you a polar bear in real life. I don't know why I said polar bear, whatever. So, obviously high school, okay, this is way too hot. So obviously high school is a place where like a lot of different things happen and you have a lot of regrets and you do all this crap, so that's why I'm making a video about this. And I don't really do story videos, but I always like watching them, so I'm like, maybe I should do one. So this is my story video on things I've done in high school. I'm going to start from freshman year, and since I'm a sophomore, I'm going to go into a sophomore year, but obviously it's just started, so there's not many stuff to say now, but I have a lot to say. First of all, in the beginning of the year, we have a chance to take like a prep ACT thing, like the actual ACT or something. When you actually take it junior year, but you can take it your freshman year and sophomore year if you want to. So before the test, or slash exams, we have this study thing where you can come in, get coffee, and you can study with your friends at school. And like, no one's there really. I go in because I want to study with my friends, and I check to see if they're there, and they're like, yeah, we're here, you can come in. And I'm just like, okay, sorry, I'm fiddling with my hair, I have it. I walk in, I'm wearing literally my Centennial High School sweatshirt. I'm wearing like these old black leggings, and then I'm wearing ghetto Ugg boots that literally cost $10. I walk in, my hair up in that like retarded unicorn bun and no makeup. I walk in, I'm like, where are my friends? I can't see my friends. Then they're like, hey Abby, we're up here. So there's this like place where the stairs are, you know, where you can grab on and like look down to see where everybody else is. So I'm like, oh, I look up, I can see them, they're there by the stairs. I'm like, I'm gonna go up and like study with them. I walk up the stairs. My stupid little freshman mind. My ghetto Ugg boot slips up and I trip face forward onto the stairs. Every one of my friends turns around. Now you think because I'm all close to my friends I'm not embarrassed, but there was black popular guys, and then there was girl popular guys, and then there was some of my friends, but I was just like, they all saw that. I walk up and they just never forgot it. They just like, y'all, let's study, and they're like, no, let's talk about how Abby wore ghetto Ugg boots and tripped up the stairs. Another thing I've had to deal with a lot is fake friends. Now obviously everybody has fake friends, but a lot of you probably won't even ever know who your fake friends were. I have been fortunate to know, well, I think fortunate. Anyways, one of my past friends was, I'm not gonna say her name, let's just say like Sally or something screwed up. So as a freshman, Sally and I were friends 7th, 8th, and 9th grade. Now, in those 3 years, she was the kind of person that would talk behind every single friend's back. Like literally, once we were talking, she's like, she won't let me do this and I don't like her and blah blah blah. The girl came up, she's like, oh my gosh, and runs over to her and ditches me, and I'm just like, I should have realized all the red flags and just been like, goodbye to the friendship. But even though I'm a mean person, I can actually be a nice person, so it's like, I'm not gonna just ditch this person, I'm gonna keep being friends with her. And actually she does have a lot of good qualities, so I actually do like her, and we went to Gulf Shores together too, which was amazing. And we had so much fun. I took over 300 photos. Freshman year, we got into a really big fight. And it was about something honestly super stupid. Halfway through all of our arguments, I would be like, hey, we should stop talking about this. We should talk about something else. Hey, I'm sorry. Hey, can we do this? And she would just keep going and keep going and keep going. That was really frustrating. But our one first stupid argument was so bad. It was like about something so stupid. I remember now. It was about not liking my boyfriend's ex-girlfriend. I said I didn't like her. I gave very valid reasons on everything, and she's like, everybody makes mistakes. She quoted Hannah Montana. I was just like kind of done. I was like, whatever. So we took a break from our friendship. At least she did. I thought we were done, but she was mature enough to say, hey, I thought we needed a break because we kept arguing and it just seemed bad. And she's like, I realized I had mistakes. I realized I did this. I realized I did this. And she's like, I realized this. And she's like, I'm sorry, and that wasn't fair to you. And I was jealous about this, blah, blah. And I said, that is so mature of you. Sally, like, that's really mature, and I think we can be friends, and things have changed, and not everybody stays the same, so I'm just like, let's do this. Then, okay, about like, it wasn't even that far away. I go to class, we have first period together, I talk to her about something that happened. I'm not gonna say it's kind of like, not a good topic, but I told her something. It was personal. I asked her not to tell anyone. Now I understand things, like sometimes you do say something and you're like, oh, I shouldn't have never said that. But she had like so many times that at this point I was done. But anyways, like 2 periods later, she tells someone else about it. Now I don't know this yet. I didn't know if she told anyone else. The girl that she told tells me, because I don't have that many fake friends. Actually, I have friends that will back me up. So she tells me, and I'm like, okay, I'll confront her. And the other girl says, fine by me, because she's like, whatever, I don't even care. Girl, I love you. So anyways, I confront her. I don't see her for the rest of the day, so I'm just like, I guess I have to text her, which is so lame. I wish we would have just settled this in person. I text her, I'm just like, hey, you told her about this. I'm like, you tell me not to be a fake friend, you say I do all this stuff, but then you go and do it. I'm like, that's kind of crap. And then paragraph after paragraph after paragraph, she goes off. She says, I don't effing care about you, F you, blah blah blah. All this time you've been a fake friend. I don't effing care. I don't F you. All this time I've been trying to be your friend, but honestly I don't effing need you. F this, F you, F this, F that. So she cussed me out, and I was just like, okay. Yeah, we're not friends to this day. The next day, she posted a photo with her other best friend, well, her like only best friend. Her arms around, and she's like, I've had a lot of fake friends in my life, but I'm glad you're here. Honestly, I never cussed at her through that conversation. I stayed calm the entire time, and she just had to cuss me off. But then when she said that, that was the one thing that struck me the most, because I was like, you're calling me a fake friend when I caught you talking behind my back to another person. Honestly, I know that's a story because I don't even get it, but I'm not gonna say anything rude about her because that's just doing the same thing she's doing to me. For my last period as a freshman, I had algebra, which actually wasn't that bad. In fact, it was a really good class, and I liked my teacher, who was also this really weird nerdy guy. For the beginning, we had a girl teacher, whatever, I'm not gonna say her name, but she got pregnant, so she had to leave. But before she left, and she was very, very pregnant, she'd have to pee every single period, and she'd have to pee like twice a period. So once I asked her to go to the restroom, and she's like, okay. And my friend told me to eat chips while I was in the restroom for some reason, because she thought it would be funny. I go to the restroom, I sit down, I start peeing, eating my chips, which is really loud by the way. I hear my pregnant teacher run in because she's gotta pee, and it's funny because like you imagine their big belly like going like this. I'm eating chips. I stop eating the chips. I try and silence my pee for a second, but you know, once you start the flow, it's kind of hard to stop. Few stalls down, I hear my teacher grunt a couple times. She goes, and I'm just like, is she giving birth in the toilet? It was so weird. But then I left. I came back, and as soon as I got in the classroom, I burst out laughing, which was probably inappropriate, but I did not get in trouble for any of that. So now I have more freshman stories I can tell, but I want to move on to my senior year. Oh, sophomore year. Okay. I've gotten in trouble for PDA like, okay, this year's probably only been like 3 times. But last year was like at least 20. Well, it's not like we would make out or anything. I'd just like hug him and they'd be like, PDA. So then once I hugged Jake, because we always meet up, and the new principal for the freshmen comes over to me and she's like, I'm gonna say this once, but the PDA has got to stop. This is after Jake left, by the way. She's like, the PDA has got to stop. It makes our school look bad. And it's just like, in my head, I'm just like, okay. But then another side of me is like, honestly, I get it. If 2 students are making out, yeah, that's gonna make your school look bad. But if you see people hugging and like smiling and having a good time, honestly, if I came into someone's school, I'd rather see that, because that actually does, I feel like that'd make your school look good, because it's like, hey, people are happy, people are enjoying the learning, rather than walking into school and everyone's so serious and acting like they hate everything. There's this girl, Cynthia. If you're watching this, I know you will know. I know that if you're watching this, you will know. So this is girl in my math class and in my physical science class. It's actually my geometry class, but whatever. I'm not gonna talk about geometry. So she's in my physical science class, and I didn't really know her. I'm gonna just name her Lizzie. And every time I would walk in that class, no matter what I was wearing, she would always compliment me. And I know that seems nice, but after a while it gets like really weird and creepy. She's like, Abby, I like what you're wearing. Hey Abby, your outfit is cute. Hey Abby, where'd you buy that outfit? Hey Abby, who did your hair? Hey Abby, hey Abby, hey Abby. Another weird thing was, I had never met this girl. I did not know what her name was. I didn't know where she came from. I only know that she was a really weird Irish dancer. So every day I'd come in these classrooms and she'd compliment what I was wearing. Eventually, it got to the point where she'd start trying making conversations with me. And honestly, she was such a mean person. Like, I was just like, what? And then she'd say all this weird stuff. She had this like old 2001 phone. She still has it. And she'll like charge her during class and she just talks to me and stuff and I'm just... Anyways, Lizzie, eventually in physical science, she would always sit by us and she would do all these weird things. And first of all, she'd ask personal questions to my boyfriend and she'd ask personal questions to me. And eventually I was just like, please stop. She'd be like, are you a virgin? How far are you in Chikin? And when she asked me, where are you going to college? And I was like, hey, I don't know. And she's like, well, you should know. And I was like, no, I don't have to know. I don't have to have everything figured out right now. And she's like, well, you should, because then you can know like how good of a grades you need to get into your college. Sorry, that was a horrible sentence. But then she's like, you need to know this, you need to know that. And I was like, no. I'm like, literally, I will figure it out when I'm ready. And she's like, haha, okay. She doesn't know when people don't like her. She doesn't get hints. She doesn't take symbols. Don't know. Signals. Yes, she doesn't get signals when someone doesn't like her. So things like that, she would really get on my nerves. And then whenever she would talk to you, because she would sit right next to us, she'd lean in super close. Once I asked her, she was bringing these earrings and she's like, oh, I like what you're wearing. I'm like, oh yeah, your earrings are nice. I was like, are they real? I knew they weren't real, but then she leaned in, she's like, anyone would be stupid to wear real diamonds to school. I was like, okay. And I was like, I didn't say diamonds either. They could have been crystals for all I know. We were downstairs working on projects for physical science because we had to do this whole thing where we measure our car and like how fast it goes. And then we measure the cars with like sticky notes and stuff, like 5 meters, 10 meters, and then we'd walk and whatever. So once we had a question, we didn't know what we were supposed to do. And the teacher he was just around the corner. So I was like, okay, I'll go get him and ask him the question. I was with Cynthia, girl, and I was with Lizzie. So then I walk around the corner. I go out to their teacher. He's working with another group already. So I'm like, I'm not gonna go over to them because he is involved in the group. They're talking, he's working things out. I'm like, he's around the corner. We're all the way down the hall. So I'm like, I'm not gonna bother him right now. I'm gonna like step back. I'm like, I go back to our group. I'm like, I'm just gonna give him some space. I'm gonna wait till he comes back and he's not working so that I can ask him the question. I go over and this Lizzie girl says, she's like putting up her hair in a ponytail like this high and she's like, do you want me to go over and ask him? He pays attention to me. The stupidity of one sentence. So I'm like, no, it's okay. But inside I'm like, he's a teacher. It's his job to listen to students. You're not special. Also, another thing is she's not attractive at all. She's like very creepy, like I said, and she wonders why guys don't date her. And she tries to get my boyfriend to be like her wing woman. She'll be like, okay, tell the guy next to you that I'm really pretty and there's this girl that likes her and she might just want to hang out. My boyfriend turns next to the guy and he's like, dude, Lizzie likes you. She's insane. Stay away from her. But she is racist. But that's that. I can't tell her that, I guess. One last thing that happened with her is I was sitting down. Cynthia was right next to me. Cynthia is always there for me with these situations with her, which is nice because if she wasn't, I would lose it. So anyways, I'm sitting there. I'm sketching the sketch. I might show you later. I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was amazing. Everybody's like, oh, it's so good, right? I'm just wrong. Oh my gosh, that is so great. Does Jake, I can't do this. Does Jake tell you you're good at drawing? And I'm like, huh. He says I'm alright. She's like, you're better than alright. And I'm like, oh, thanks. And she's like, you should go to Omar. Like, they totally do drawing. And then Cynthia's like, no, Omar is more of a design college. Like, that's what they specialize in. And I'm like, yeah, it is. Because I looked at it once and it was like all fashion design. It wasn't really like drawing. And then she's like, no, they have a class for art. And then Cynthia's like, yes, they have a class. But that doesn't mean that it specializes in drawing. It is mainly specialized in design. And she's like, no, they have an art class. She can take it and she can become a professional artist. And she's like literally at this point, Cynthia just doesn't say anything. She says okay and laughs, and I'm just like, I'm feeling the same thing. I feel the tension of them arguing over like what college I'm going to or like what it specializes in, and I'm like, okay. I'm just like, Cynthia, you're right. Okay, not only are you wrong, but I'm not going to own more. I told her I wasn't going to go to college for art. So I've had many more adventures with her, but overall it's just like, whoa. So obviously being a sophomore is very interesting too. Like a month ago about it, well, actually wasn't that long ago, I was walking to meet my boyfriend in a circle. Okay, so I'm gonna do representation. Okay, excuse me. My class is right here. Then there's like a short period of hallway. So like my class will be the square. You turn, you go around, there's a hallway right here. And the hallway goes into two split sides like this, and there's a circle that is joined in the middle. So you can like go through this circle to go on whatever side of the hallway you need to. Okay, so there's a circle, the hallway, and then this is where the hallway is for me, and then there's my class. So I walk out of my class, I'm walking. I go into the circle because Jake is right here, like, and so he's right here waiting for me in the circle, because that's where we always meet, because I like to see him, because I love him. And then I walk in. This girl walks right in front of me just as about to get Jake. She hugs her partner, and they're like, ooh. Now, couples don't bother me because when I see couples kiss in school, I smile to myself because I'm like, oh, they're happy. But no, this girl walks right in front of me, and I stare at her, I glare at her, okay, but I don't say anything to her. I start to walk around. She stops me, she looks at me, she's like, excuse me, bitch, do we have a problem? And then, except she said it like this, she's like, excuse me, bitch, do we have a problem? Damn. And then I look at her, and before I can say yes we do, she walks off. So I'm like, okay, it's like, what are you doing? You're trying to start a fart? So I'm just like, okay, what are you trying to do? Are you trying to start a fight or something? And then I'm just like, I'm not going to start a fight with her because that's pointless, honestly. But I'm just like, what are you trying to get at? Like, you should have known what you did because you walked right in front of me, okay? And then you asked me if we have a problem. Yes, we have a problem. Those are some of my high school stories. I have a ton more. If you guys would like to see more, you can like, comment, subscribe. High school is always going to be interesting, and I'll probably have a ton of more memories and a ton of more stuff to say. 1, 2, 3, 4. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody has those days.